Hi, I'm Maddie with Pilates Studio, and welcome to part 2 of our beginner mat series. In this 10-minute session, we will be covering bridging. So we are going to go ahead and start laying all the way down on your mat. All you need today is your mat and yourself, and we will meet with our feet planted, knees will be bent, and our head, shoulders, and tailbone will come heavy on the mat. Now, we are going to be making sure our feet are parallel as we get set up, and we're already pressing even amount of weight into all 4 corners of our feet. Let your hands come heavy on either side of your body, and your gaze will look up at the ceiling. We talked about that neutral spine and pelvis last beginner series for our core one, part 1. Go and watch it if you haven't already. For this one, we are going to be working through an articulation. So we're gonna be articulating through that spine and pelvis a little bit more than we did the first time. So for this one, we practiced that rock back in that first part. So we're already gonna start by rocking back on towards your low back. Your tailbone's gonna lift up. We're gonna continue with that lift, letting your tailbone lift, then your low back, then your mid back, coming to the place where we feel our glute and hamstrings engage. Take a deep breath in at the top, and then on the exhale, your upper back, middle back, low back, very last, you rock forward back onto that tailbone, returning to your neutral spine. Deep breath in, exhale. We tip it back, letting our tailbone, low back, mid back come up, each vertebrae at a time here. Knees are reaching forward. Your glutes and heels are pulling towards each other. You want to find some length in the tailbone here to make sure we're not letting pressure build in that low back, and we're keeping our core engaged. Slowly unraveling down. We'll do one more like that, finding that nice articulation of the spine. Should feel good on your back here. Notice if you're starting to have your knees go out wide, maybe you press a little bit more in towards that big toe or vice versa. And then we're gonna roll all the way down, your slowest one yet. Now, instead of actively pressing those hands down, that was helping us out here and getting in towards the back of our arm. Now we're gonna reach our arms up towards the ceiling and plug our shoulders strong in the socket. This is gonna take more work in towards the lower body. Deep breath in. On the exhale, we're gonna find that same articulation up, and then pause at the top. Now we're gonna get in towards a hip hinge. So difference between an articulation and a hinge, this time you're moving your spine as one. So I'm gonna think about lowering my spine, middle back, lower back, tailbone, all as one. Let my tailbone just tap the mat and then squeeze the glute, lift back up. Inhale to lower down, exhale to lift. I've also switched to a 2-part breath here, letting that inhale lower me down with control, and that exhale lift me up with power. We'll do 3 like this. Then we're holding that bridge at the top, and I'll give you your choice for hands up or down. Next one, find your bridge and hold it here. Arms up is going to be more difficult for this one. If at any point you want those arms to come back up for the challenge, feel free to do so. Shoulders are away from the ears. Our hands are actively pressing down. Check in here. Make sure our hips are even. We're gonna start to find a march here, but we're just gonna start with heel lifts. So keeping those hip points even. Can you lift your right heel up? Tap your right heel down. Lift your left heel up. Think about engaging that core, finding length through the tailbone. Your choice again, arms down. The more you actively press your hands down here, the more you're gonna feel that support. If you want that challenge, arms are gonna reach overhead. We'll take 2 more of these heel lifts. We should start to feel some heat in the back of the legs here. And then let both heels come down. Now for this one, I'm gonna recommend everyone's hands start nice and heavy on the mat. Now all of our weight is coming in towards our left foot. We're gonna lift our right foot completely off the mat. See if you can bring it towards that tabletop position we found earlier. Then have your right foot come all the way down. Weight transfers to the right side as our hips stay even. Your left leg comes towards that tabletop position. So we should feel that leg that is staying on the mat. My left glute and hamstring here taking over that work as the opposite leg comes to tabletop. We'll do 2 on each side. Last one each side. Use that exhale to help you lift. Inhale to lower down with control. Both feet come all the way down. Now let's find that articulation again. Let your upper back, middle back, low back, very last, rock forward onto that tailbone. Hug your knees in towards your chest and just make little circles with your knees here. And then reverse the direction of those circles. Okay, we have a little bit more bridging, so we're gonna have our feet come heavy again. Hands come down by the side. This time, we're gonna come in towards that same articulation bridge we started with. So tipping the pelvis back, letting that tailbone lift up, coming all the way up and towards that bridge, and pause here. Now I want you to feel heavy in your toe mounts. We're gonna lift both heels as one for this next one. So on the exhale, can you lift both heels together? Tap both heels down. Now we're feeling our calves work too, so the whole back of the leg. We're still thinking about pulling our feet and our glute towards each other, making sure we're not flaring at the rib cage, but we're keeping that core engaged, not losing that engagement as we work through this, drawing that rib cage in, link through the tailbone. 3 like this. For 2. Last one. Your heels come all the way down. We roll it all the way until that tailbone hits. Now returning back towards that single leg bridge. Left foot only is staying down, right leg is coming to tabletop. Deep breath in through the nose. This time we're finding our hip hinge now. So see if you can notice the difference between that spine moving as one and finding that articulation. Tap that tailbone down, lift it back up. Nice work, keeping the hip points even. We're gonna feel a lot of work on the back of the left leg here. Our left hamstring and glute are lifting us up and lowering us down. If we go up too far, you may feel like you're arching through your low back. So finding that controlled range of motion that works for you today. 3 more here. For 2. Last one, I want you to hold it up. Pause here, keeping those hip points even. Can you lower your hips down an inch, up an inch? Only 4 here. Last bit of bridging. We do it on the other side in 3, 2. Last one, tailbone comes all the way down. Whew. Take a little hamstring stretch for that left leg. Reach your leg up, right leg can go long here. You can flex and point the foot, draw little ankle circles. And then we do it on the other side. So now that left foot is going to come down with our right and then find that neutral spine and pelvis. We switch sides. Left leg's gonna come to tabletop, right foot has all the weight. We're gonna have that hip hinge. Deep breath in, exhale, lift your hips up. Inhale, tap that tailbone down. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. When we get into single-sided work, unilateral work, we really want to check in. Is our right knee staying in line with that second and third foot? Notice if that knee tends to go out or in here and adjust accordingly. Trying to move the same pace in both directions. We'll take 3 like this, and then in with those pulses up. In 2. Last one, come all the way up in towards your bridge. Let that tailbone lower, hips stay the same, just an inch, up an inch. Breathing through it here for 4, 3, last 2, last one. Tailbone comes all the way down. We'll stretch that right hamstring out this time. Reach your right leg towards the ceiling. Grab behind the back of the leg. You can flex and point that foot. Draw those ankle circles. Let that exhale take you a little bit deeper in towards that stretch. And then very slowly, we're gonna roll ourselves up towards that seated position. And thank you for joining me for part 2 of our beginner series, and part 3 will be coming up next.